Hi, welcome back to the new investors, to the students, and obviously to the potential investors also. What we were discussing in the previous lectures, or it was a series of basically lectures related to the tips for the stock investment, especially if you are a new investor, how you have to invest, where you have to invest, what you have to invest, and how much you have to invest, and which things you should avoid, which thing you should do, which should not do. So all these things we have discussed in detail. So here we have a summary where we will discuss all the concepts one by one very briefly. So the very first thing that we have is very important thing, the knowledge. You should get the knowledge of the stock market. Obviously you should get the knowledge about that specific stock where you're going to invest. You should get the knowledge about the company. You should get the knowledge about the specific trends, how they are going. Obviously we have a fundamental analysis, or we have a technical analysis, plus daily basis there are some information what you're getting relating to the economic conditions and all these things. You should get a knowledge about that. Again, the next thing is what, that is the time and attention. It is not like a 10 or 15 minutes or 1 or 2 hours on the daily basis you think that you're going to invest. After the investment you should focus on the investment, means you need a proper time and the attention for the investment. Means on the daily basis, maybe like a 2 hours or 3 hours if you can spare, you should give properly to the investment, to the stock market. You should study all the things. You should study the fluctuations. You should study the different type of the trends. Also you have to study the financial markets. You have to study the financial reports of the company where you are to invest, and also the general environment in the country, the economy, the political things. So it needs time and it needs attention. If you don't have a time, if you can't give the attention, don't waste the money in the stock investment. The next thing is what, you should maximize your risk, means you should have a limit. Okay, limit for that. For example, if you have invested $1,000, you should limit that maximum loss I can bear is like a $50 or $60 or $70. So accordingly you should decide that whenever there is a risk, you should decide that how much risk I can bear. So maximum risk which you can bear, you should go accordingly. So again, there is a softwares available, in the investments available. When you have a limit your losses, for example, if the prices are coming down by like $10, it will automatically quit. So related to that, you should consider that how much maximum risk you can take. So accordingly you should invest. And also some people say that whatever you are investing, you should invest that if you are losing like 100%, still you don't have any like a disappointment, or if you have any loss more than that, obviously it will be some heart failure or something like that. So you should avoid that much amount investment. So that's why what we have to do, we should do the start small. In the start, when you are going for the investment, you are getting the knowledge, you're getting the time, also you are having a limitation of your risk also, but still you should start with the small amounts, because stock market is not like a 1 2 days or 1 2 months or even 1 2 year game. It's a long term thing, as we have in the next things also. So it's a long term thing. So we should start with a very small amount. Obviously when you have a knowledge, when you have a exposure, when you have all the expertise, then you can increase. But in the start you should not go for the whole amount what you have in the saving, in the investment. So you should start with the small amount. Then avoid the penny stocks. Penny stock means any share value which is very small, like even less than $1. So you should avoid that one, because there are a lot of fluctuations around there. Also there are chances of the bankruptcy, the company may be closing, so there is a chances of a lot of losses. Also there are so much brokerage fees and all these things that there, taxes are there. So after paying all these things you may not be getting anything. So that's why you should avoid the penny stock. You should avoid penny stock, but you should invest in the amount with the like average amount, like a 20 30 $50, depending on the market where you are investing. So accordingly you should invest. The next thing is the timing. On the daily basis, obviously there is a fluctuation in the market and there is a pattern. Obviously this you will get again how, by giving the time and by getting the knowledge. So this timing is very important. Sometime the market is more fluctuating in the morning, sometime in the at the closure. So in the daytime normally it is less fluctuating. So accordingly you should plan that at which time you are purchasing the shares or the stocks at which time you're selling the stocks. So that's why on the daily basis, when you have a set pattern or you have studied the pattern, or you know that at this time there's a much fluctuations, you should avoid that time, or you should purchase that time, or you should sell that time. So accordingly you have to decide. Then be realistic. Be realistic mean what? Don't think that within the 1 year you will be the millionaire or the billionaire. So be realistic. You should see that in the stock market overall, what is the return? It may be 20%, 30%, or maximum like a 40%. So accordingly you should aim. You should see that, okay, if I am investing 1000, after 1 year maybe I'm getting like 1200 or 300, so it will be okay. But if you think that with the 1000 investment you will be like a 1 million or 1 billion, so it is not possible for you. So that's one. If you are over passionate, so it will be totally a loss. It will be a disaster for you, even you are in losing the whole amount. Then you should be very much cool. Means no fear, no greed. See, if there's a decrease in the share market, it doesn't mean that you should sell all the things and you should go away. And again, if there's an increase, you should not wait. As we have already done here, that you have some limits with respect to the profit. There should be a target with respect to the loss. There should be some limit. So you should stay or you should play within that limits. Okay, so that's why you should be cool. Don't go for any greed and don't buy or sell in a panic. So that is very important thing. Then the next important thing is very important, that is the stick to the plan. You have a target for the profit, you have a limit for your loss, so just play according to that. Don't be overconfident, don't work in the panic, and again think in the long term. This is very important thing, or what we should say, that's the most important thing while making the investment. The stock market is not for the like a 1 month or 2 month or 6 months investment. It is the long term. Like if you have a plan for at least investing for the next 5 years, then go for the stock investment. Otherwise, if you are planning for the short term returns, then don't go for the stock investment. You will lose the money and also you will lose the confidence. So by considering all these basic points, and while considering these points and not one at the same time but all at the same time, you should be very much realistic, you should be very much knowledgeable, you should give the time, you should avoid the penny stocks, start small, stay cool, don't go for the greed or go for the fairness, and then be realistic and think about the future in the long term. So I hope you will get a better result, and if you are getting the better results, you can share the results with me, so others as a new investor, so you can share your experiences in the comment section. So if you are getting any benefit from that, or if there is any other point you want to discuss, or if there's any other point you have for the better investment, you can share in the comment section. Thank you very much. I hope you have understood the concept. Please share this video and just comment in the comment section that is there any benefit to you or not. Thank you very much.